Hi guys, today is March 2nd, 2020, and futures are down once again on the renewed fears of coronavirus and more cases reported around the world. And a case reported right here in Manhattan, a woman got diagnosed with coronavirus after returning from Iran, but was quarantined successfully. So let's jump into stocks. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and write me some comments. I'd love to hear from you. Let's start with S&P 500, symbol SPY ETF for S&P 500. Okay, so it's trending lower today, and I'm watching the 285 level, very important 285 level here. Last time it bounced off that level, and in general, I think S&P 500 is very oversold. Okay, RSI is 19 or even lower than that, and I think we're gonna get a bounce or some kind of a bounce from here. I'm not sure when, but sooner or later we'll have to get a bounce. Okay, but I think after the bounce we'll may retest these levels or retest the 285 level. It's a very important level I'm watching. If it goes through the 285 level or closes below 285 level, we might see more selling ahead, and the analysts around the world saying that we haven't seen enough pain from Citibank or from Goldman and other strategists. Okay, so let's continue with more corporate news and stocks. In general, I like the coronavirus handling stocks such as MRNA, even though it's opening higher, but I think it may go even higher than that. I mean, the turnaround for this vaccine that Moderna developed is about 6 to 7 months to be used in population, but I don't know, who knows, maybe it could be speed up after conversations in the White House. Okay, I also like Novia Pharmaceuticals, symbol INO, and okay, it's opening a little bit higher, but I think it's a pretty good stock to pick up in this because they are developing a vaccine as well. Okay, and the third stock, as I mentioned before, VIR Biotechnology, but VIR, I personally actually sold the stock. I had a few hundred shares, and I think it's a little bit too high for me to get in. Okay, so there are other coronavirus handling stocks that I can mention them because they're making crazy moves on the pre-market, at least. But it's very difficult to trade them, and I mean, if you want, you can trade them, but I'm not brave enough to jump into those stocks. Okay, so first stock is CODX. Okay, it's a company called Co-Diagnostics, and it's up pre-market, and it's been up a lot lately, as you can see the chart here, and it's trading pretty high. It's opening higher, then it goes lower. It's a crazy stock. If you want, that's a very good day trading stock, but I'm not going in. Okay, another stock is APDN. Okay, they actually had some news. They reported that they have collaboration with the Takis Biotech on developing a vaccine against the coronavirus. Okay, another stock is it's a bigger company, of course, Gilead Sciences, and Gilead Sciences remdesivir vaccine that's used for HIV is being tested for coronavirus, and who knows what the results will be. Also, in a separate news, Gilead is buying 47. It's a immuno oncology company. Okay, so I'm not buying the stock because I want to see how how the whole story is developing around the remdesivir. Okay, and another stock that's jumping on this is symbols CPHI. China Pharma. It's a very cheap stock. I mean, last close was 57 cents, and it's jumping pretty much like almost 100% at $1.06 bottoming bidding. And CPHI, it's China Pharma Holdings. They launched a new product wash-free sanitizer, and obviously it's jumping because of this coronavirus fears and everything else. Okay, but in other corporate news is Verizon was upgraded this morning and is trading higher because after the sell-off, that sell-off created a lot of great opportunities and a lot of good stocks yielding a huge percentage. So Verizon is yielding like 4.2%, I believe right now. So that's a pretty good pickup, and it was upgraded this morning. Another stock that I want to mention is Merck, that I actually like. It's also yielding high percentage and could be a good pickup here. Okay, symbol MRK. Okay, so GE was upgraded this morning as well. And GE was upgraded by Cohen, actually upgraded by JPMorgan, by Stephen Tulsa, who was a long time bear on GE, and he said he was wrong, and the GE had proven him wrong, and he said that GE's cash flows are much better than he was expecting. Okay, so GE could be a pretty good pickup here. Okay, so speaking of JPMorgan itself was upgraded this morning actually, and the analyst was citing that by Piper, the analyst was citing that the company was or the stock could be a winner in any environment. I'm not picking up JPM or JPMorgan here. I think it's not a good environment because Fed is projecting to cut rates significantly, and that's not the banking stocks are not the stocks that I want to pick up on this rating cutting environment. Okay. Also, Apple was upgraded this morning, symbol AAPL, by Oppenheimer, and I mean, you can always pick up Apple. I think at the 260 is a better pickup than 276, obviously. So I'm not sure if I'm picking up Apple at 276. I think 250, 260 is a great pickup for Apple. I'm not sure that I'm picking up at 276 yet. Okay. So also JD.com reported, symbol JD. Okay, they reported really good numbers. It's actually a Chinese e-commerce company, and they said that they will grow 10% at least next year. But they also cited the unknown effects of coronavirus. So stock is opening higher. I don't think I'm touching any Chinese stocks. And the Chinese stock that I like actually is Baba, but even Baba I staying away from. Okay, at this point. Twitter had some news because Elliott Management is the activist investor, said that they're trying to overturn Jack Dorsey from CEO position, and on this news stock is trading higher, and I think in general Twitter is a pretty defensive stock in this environment because it's a stay-at-home stock, in my opinion. Okay, and speaking of Jack Dorsey, there's another stock that I like that Jack Dorsey is the CEO of, co-CEO, is Square, SQ. Okay, so Square could be a good pickup here because it's also a pretty good domestic stock. Okay, so in other news, also some companies reported, such as ITCI, pretty good numbers, but I'm not touching it because you don't want to touch the stocks this wild in this environment. Okay, but in general, I like stay-at-home stocks, like I mentioned, such as Netflix, Facebook, and Twitter. Okay. And also I like a lot of chip manufacturers, and some of the chip manufacturers were upgraded today, like Western Digital upgraded, and MU was upgraded this morning. Okay, and they're trading pretty much a little bit higher this morning. Okay, but my favorite one is NVIDIA. So if you can get NVIDIA at these levels, that's a pretty good pickup in my opinion. Okay guys, so that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the like button and write me some comments, and I'll see you tomorrow.